What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to Trey Cash's career in Madden 17. Today is a bit of a sad day. It's the end of Trey's career, the final episode. We are going to simulate through the remainder of this season, go through the playoffs, and then we're going to simulate one more season with Trey on another team. So here are the standings as it is right now in Week 12. There we are at 5-5, Patriots at 4-6, Dolphins at 6-4, and the Bills leading the division at 7-3. And this is the games we have remaining: Lions, Titans, Patriots, Texans, Dolphins, and Bills. And wasting no time, let's get right into the results. So Week 12, we are going to continue our poor play. We lose 21-7 to the Lions. 3 turnovers for us. That's the first number I noticed there. And also not a good day on offense. Trey, 179 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He goes 16 for 37. Ouch. So with Trey playing the simulation, doing a little bit worse maybe than we do. We're normally a little bit more efficient than that, but the running game continues. Orleans Darkwa, 12 for 34 and a touchdown. Matt Forte, 6 for 19. Must have gotten banged up at some point in that one. Otherwise, he should have been the one leading the way. Devin Smith, 7 for 49, but otherwise, nothing really to speak of in that game. We lose the next game as well, 38-21, and again, 3 turnovers to 0 for the Titans, as turnovers huge. Trey, 217 yards this time, but 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So I don't even want to know the last 4 games how many interceptions we've had, but 5 sacks as well. Trey going down 23 of 31, a little bit better, but still the turnover's a killer. Matt Forte a little bit better here, 19 for 86. Actually manages 4.5 yards per carry. The Titans, though, very good on the ground. And then receiving, Adam Thielen, 9 for 129, and then nothing really else to speak of. Safarian Jenkins, 4 for 27 and a touchdown. Next week, Patriots, we get a win here. We score a touchdown in each quarter. We win 28-21, and still we lose a turnover edge 2-1, but we pull this one up. Big day on offense, it looks like. Trey, 307 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, sacked 5 times again, as the offensive line, 27 for 42 in this one. The running game, Matt Forte, 2 yards away from a 100-yard day, 27 for 98, 2 touchdowns. He did fumble to Orleans Darkwa, 7 for 27, a touchdown. He fumbled as well. And then receiving, Chantrell Spires, 10 for 120. Thielen, 6 for 37, and Safarian Jenkins, 5 for 58. So we get a win. Can we keep the wins going here? Yes, we can. We win the next week, 31-21, and this time we managed to just have 1 turnover here. Let's see the numbers. And looks like Trey must have been hurt at some point, because Hoyer has some yards, but Trey, 150 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. So the interception streaks for game, 5 sacks again as well, as we are getting sacked a lot here in the second half of the season, although we were getting sacked all season, really. TJ Yeldon finally back, 18 for 77 and a touchdown. Nice to see him back in the lineup. Lamar Miller, 19 for 76. Forte, 9 for 25, as he did have 3 touchdowns, though, so 4 rushing touchdowns. That probably quadrupled our season total. Safarian Jenkins, 6 for 59. Spires, 6 for 43. Then we move on here. 2 weeks to go. We get a win against the Dolphins, 31-24, and what a win that is, as still we did have a turnover, and Trey, finally, no interceptions, 206 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. As far as seeing the yardage here, there just seems to be something a little bit off in terms of the simulation stats, because our yardages on offense, in terms of passing, should be a little bit more than they are. Matt Forte, 9 for 65. Yeldon, 15 for 49. A touchdown for Darkwa and Forte. So the running game improving here as we go on. Spire, 6 for 72. Eric Decker, 5 for 78. And 4 for 14 for Safarian Jenkins. He did get a touchdown, though. So 1 week to go, and look at this, a 3-way tie for the AFC East. So here we go. Can we make the playoffs? As you see, this is what it's looking like. Bengals, Steelers, and look at how close it is in the AFC. 2 teams at the top at 9-6, and then look at all these 8-7 teams. And then there's a 7-7. Very, very competitive here. In the NFC, a couple spots already locked up, but still a lot of teams very, very close there. Now on to the final game, and we get the win over the Bills, 17-10. We did have 2 turnovers. Trey is going to not throw an interception consecutive games. Finally, only sacked twice, under 200 yards passing, 19 for 31. The running game looking like an okay day. Well, an okay day again for LaShawn McCoy. TJ Yeldon, 15 for 62. Forte, 10 for 37. No touchdowns on the ground this week, and the receiving, Chantrell Spires, 5 for 67. So we get the win. Is that enough to get us into the playoffs? And yes, it is. We are in, and we actually win the division. Texans, Titans, Giants, Eagles, Steelers at Jets, and Falcons at Packers. Cannot believe we have made it into the playoffs. Here's the numbers for Trey: 4,800 yards, 28 touchdowns, 26 interceptions, 301 per game. We should have been over 5,000. I don't think we had more than 1 game over 300 yards in those last weeks that I simulated. Very, very weird that the simulations did not provide more accurate passing stats. The running game, Forte Trey leads us with 583 yards, 3.3 yards per carry. Orleans Darkwa, the highest average at 3.7. Receiving, Safarian Jenkins, 855. It's going to be Thielen with 908. And actually, he's going to lead us in yards. No one goes over 1,000. We spread it around pretty good. Devin Smith, 890. Decker was 775. Spires was 634. So we got, what, 5 or 6 guys there over 50 catches and over 600 yards. Not bad at all. And Safarian Jenkins, 10 touchdowns. MVP is going to go to Aaron Rodgers, the 9-7 Packers. He will earn that one, and we're not going to show up. We were at the top of that list at about week 10, but obviously we fall off with our poor play. We finished 5th in best QB in the AFC. No surprise there. And now let's see how far we can make it into the playoffs. Last chance for Trey to win the Jets a Super Bowl, and it's not going to happen. We lose first round 21-10 to the Steelers, and this is a hard team to beat. Trey, 247, no touchdowns, 1 interception. We get sacked 8 times in the game. That is a lot. 28 for 40. Le'Veon Bell, 2 touchdowns. TJ Yeldon, 12 for 52. So I don't think we had a single 100-yard rusher the entire season. I think we had 1 or 2 in the entire season, but the running game just bad. It's going to be Titans over Texans. It is Giants over Eagles, and then Packers over Falcons. So moving on now, let's go through the rest of the playoffs here. It's Steelers, Chiefs, Giants, Seahawks, Titans, Bengals, and Packers and Saints. Trey is going to earn a Pro Bowl berth one more time. Now 91 overall. He's going to be the second QB behind Ben Roethlisberger for the AFC. Now looking at these results for the divisional round, it is Kansas City over the Steelers, 41-35. It's the Giants over the Seahawks, 24-14. Titans over the Bengals, 31-29. And the Packers all over the Saints, 31-7. And now the championship games, it is the Giants over the Packers by 6. And it's the Titans over the Chiefs by 3. So how's this for a Super Bowl matchup? Titans against the Giants. Giants maybe not an unexpected team to be here, but the Titans a surprise team to see in the Super Bowl. And can they win it? Yes, they can. The Tennessee Titans are going to win the Super Bowl 23-13 as Marcus Mariota gets the Super Bowl victory. And now looking at Trey's career stats, he ends with 15,388 yards, 92 touchdowns, 59 interceptions, although this year was a very, very large number. Over 25 interceptions for Trey, 65% completion, 320 yards per game, a 93.6 QB rating, a long of 81, and we got sacked 122 times. Now, I am going to simulate one more year, and obviously we did have some simulated stats there in that one, but Trey, for how badly we played the last 8 weeks of the season, 95% of those numbers are going to be ours. Now, I'm going to ask for the release as we move into the offseason, and let's see who we can go to. A lot of contract offers, but I'm looking for a team that both fits us in terms of scheme and also is a good team. So you can see the Browns, not really what we're looking for. The Sentinels, who we could have gone to last year if we requested our release. The Jets want us back, obviously. The Saints, that's an interesting team. And then the Ravens. And actually, the Saints look to be the only team halfway decent in terms of having a winning record. So you know what? I'm going to go with the Saints. Sean Payton's still there. They're going to give us a 6-year contract. These numbers are going to end up changing once they actually sign us, because you can see our market value is 136 to 166 million. So you know what? I'm going to go Saints. So here we go. This is the Saints team that we are going to have. Mark Ingram, I would say maybe an upgrade at running back, but still maybe not terrible. But this is what I'm looking forward to. Brandon Cooks, Willie Snead, Michael Thomas, the 3-headed monster at wide receiver. You got Kobe Fleener at tight end as well, 84 overall. The offensive line is okay, 75, 81, 75, 82, and then another 75. So that's an okay offensive line. But you know what? I'm just going to simulate right through the season right away, and we go 6-10. Ouch. So Trey on another team, it doesn't fare any better. Falcons win the division, and this is Trey's season. Not a bad season. 4,400 yards. It's a little bit lower than we're used to, but 30 touchdowns, just 13 interceptions. So a much better year for Trey with the Saints. 275 a game. We get sacked 52 times, along as 73, 100 QB rating. Not bad. The running game issues continue, as I'm sure that was probably part of the reason we went 6-10. Mark Ingram just 700 yards, 10 touchdowns. The backup had 9 touchdowns, but the yards just not there. Brandon Cooks, I believe, ended up leading the league in receiving, 1,400 yards, almost 1,500 yards, 9 touchdowns. Snead, 700 yards. Thomas, almost 1,000. And Marcus Mariota following up the Super Bowl with an MVP this season as he beats out Aaron Rodgers. We are not going to show up on this list. I believe we are going to show up on Offensive Player of the Year. We're going to finish 5th in the NFC. And then Best QB, we are going to finish 4th, which with Trey's numbers, I would have thought we would have finished higher, but simulation might change things a little bit. But this is now the career numbers for Trey. 5,179 yards in that first year. We had 33 touchdowns, 19 interceptions. We followed up with 5,300 yards, 31 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, 4,800 last year, 28 and 26 interceptions. And finally, 4,400 yards, 30 touchdowns in 13 picks. So it looks like that second year was really our best year. We made 2 Pro Bowls. We were Offensive Player of the Week 3 times, and we won Offensive Rookie of the Year. So no, we never really got any major awards. Trey, still not a bad QB, but on that Jets team, we just never really had a good running game. And that kind of killed it for us, and obviously it shows as we had to throw the ball a lot, and that turned into, well, quite a few turnovers. And as a result, it meant we never really got the success that we were hoping for and looking for, as we never make a deep run into the playoffs, really. And Trey, besides the one really good season, had to struggle on that Jets team, which isn't really too different from the real-life Jets. So maybe this is a little bit more real-life and lifelike than you maybe think. But that is going to be the end of the Trey Cash career. If you enjoyed it, which I hope you did, it started out good. It is ending on a bit of a sour note, but still not a bad career for Trey Cash over the course of 4 seasons. So that is going to be it. If you enjoyed it, please go and give it a like. I would really appreciate it. And subscribe to see any future videos that I make. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.